Hey, Lottery family. It's Will coming to you live. It's Saturday, December 11th. It's 5:57 a.m. Family, I'm going to get right into it. Family, y'all know I'm looking at that pick three. The reason I'm looking at pick three, family, I've done it. Let me tell you how this goes, fam. When you go to the Florida Lottery ticket office, you are presented with they ask you for your tickets, right? And then they put them in two camps. If one camp has anything like this is on the ticket, if one camp has anything above $600, they're going to write you a check for that. Like, and this is the ticket. I want to keep y'all keep that in mind. This is the ticket. This is not the total number of tickets. This is the ticket. So one time I had multiple pick four tickets, and because pick four, the win is over $5,000, they're gonna cut you a check for that. So I had like multiple tickets. I think it was somewhere like 25 or something like that. So they actually cut me a check for 25 G's. And the challenge with that, they also fill out, or they do it for you. They fill out this. It's a government, it's an IRS form basically saying you have gambling winning. So that's reported against your taxes as gambling winning, right? You can't get away from that. But family, I promise you, this is the other joint that I didn't realize. Once I hit a bag for like over 10, actually I did that a couple times. I hit a couple of bags over 10 for pick three. And I thought they were going to give me a IRS form for the pick three tickets, and they didn't. So here's what's funny, even though I had the same bag, like 10, 15 G's, right? I'm thinking they're going to give me the IRS form because it's, over 10,000, right? They did not. The reason they didn't is because each individual ticket was 500. So even though the tickets added up to something like 15 or something like that, when they didn't give me a check, they gave me a check, but they didn't give me the form for the IRS. So yeah, I hope y'all get that. If on the ticket you see the winning ticket, if it's more than 599, they're going to give you an IRS form. But if it's not over 599, they're not going to give you the IRS form. So essentially, you're not paying taxes on that money. It's almost like they don't believe that somebody can have multiple wins on pick three and get like crazy back, but they don't know. We about to kill it, family. But anyway, let's get into this pick three game because that's where I've been focusing a lot of my attention. So anyway, y'all see the number that came out, 741 right here. And I think I showed y'all this yesterday. I'm gonna share it again just so y'all see because we had this in there, family. We had this. I don't know why I don't have my stuff already out showing y'all. Oh, here we go. I'm gonna share this tab right here. So remember we were looking at this yesterday, family. I sent this to myself Thursday because we had gotten the 046, and then what came out after that was 187 twice, which was crazy. But then we came back through, family, the 406 that come out, and you see we had the 650 in there. But you see we also had the win for the 741, family. I hope y'all picked that up, which shows you again that pick four, not pick four, but four-way stop, consecutive draws is straight crazy, family. I hope y'all saw this video. Y'all easily could have picked up this bag. That's what I wanted. I wanted to show you that, but I also wanted to show you this piece here. I'm going to go back to this again, and I'm showing it for effect so you guys see exactly how these wins came up. So, family, here's the play. The reason I'm using four-way stop is because I am betting that within 60 days, right? 60 days from the date of the draw. So if today is December 11th, I'm basically saying I'm going to go back November, and I'm going to go back all of October, right? And I'm not going to do just 60 days exactly. I'm going to take that whole month because that's what it pulls in the whole month. and I'm going to bet that that number is within 60 days. And if I'm right, you'll see that winning number in there. So I want to show it to you visually two ways. First, I want you to see that this, just like I was saying, I went back all the way to October 1st. You see that 10-1, and I'm all the way up here to 12-10, right? And I'm predicting that the next draw is going to be somewhere between I'm predicting it's gonna have a 1-7 in it or a 1-8 in it. And you see the 7-1 came, and you also see the highlight right there, family. You see it? See how that 7-4-1 came again? Right there, bam, right there. And all we did was say, hey, we believe that 187, this is how consecutive draws, 4-way stop and consecutive draws can do the same thing. This is how it did it. We basically said, hey, 1-7, we believe 1-7 is going to be in there, and we believe 1-8 is going to be in there. So just give me everything that has a 1-7 in there and 1-8. And we did the same thing with this joint right here. We said we believe the next draw is going to have a 0-4 in there, and we believe it's going to have a 6-0 in there. So bam, there you go. That's how that win came out. You see that? You see how that 4-6-0, we said we believe there's going to be a 4-0 in there, or a 6-0 in there, and it came out, and then we got the 6-0-5. And if I look in here, I know it's in here because I've seen it before. See the 6-0-5 right here? See how we predicted that? We were 60 days out. We knew that 605 was going to be in there. You see that, family? And we also knew that 741 was going to be in there. So that's the beauty of this tool. But if we go all the way back, just to show you how simple, but it's powerful, fam. Remember when we first started doing this, if you saw that beginning video, we had 029, and I missed that bag. I created a video, and I was like, damn, I could have blew this joint out, man. And all I was saying was, I believe there's going to be either a 02 in here or a 09. That's what I was betting on. And sure enough, the next number that was drawn was 025. So if I look at the history of this joint, I know it's in here. I know that there it is. There's a 025. You see how easily I knew that? And also you see how easily that win came, family. Now I'm going to talk about these numbers here. I'm going to talk about this 779. I'm going to talk about this 455. I'm even going to talk about this 848 and why that's important. So follow me here with this, family, because I'm going to explain this with times drawn. The reason I'm explaining this is because I want you to see again what the numbers are doing, right? So everybody believes, right? This is sort of like a math concept, but everybody believes that these numbers are randomly being drawn, and that's true. They are randomly being drawn, but over time, they normalize. And what does that mean? That means they balance out. So if you took all the numbers, so again, we're talking about 720 numbers, right, fam? You have 1 out of 1,000 odds because that's the odds for pick 3. So you have 1,000 possible choices, but that reduces to 720 because you have actually I think it's even less than that. I got to get that number right. There's a finite number of numbers that we're reducing this to, and I'm going to find that out. I talked about that on the call, but there are numbers like 021, 201, 102. They're all the same number. That's how I'm looking at it. So those numbers aren't into like this 025. The 025 is really the same as 205. That's how we're looking at it in mylottodata.com. Because once we get those 3 digits, family, we don't care about anything else. We already know how to go, combo that and get the same number. So we don't look at straight draws. We just look at box draws here, right? But we're looking at it just in terms of data. But let me get back to what I was really saying. So family, when I initially started looking at 4-way stop, I know I told a few folks, anytime you see that double, you should be like, oh man, it's probably gonna send another double again. Family, forget that. Why am I saying that? Because the data doesn't support it. What you see, family, here in times drawn is a list of all the numbers that have fallen within that times drawn. So remember, a couple of videos ago, I was telling you that times drawn is the number of times these three digits have appeared. So when you see 114, that is since the beginning of time, since the beginning of pick three, this is how many times 023 appeared. 114 is how many times 267 appeared, or 672 or 726. 114 is how many times 459 appeared. So you get it? And when you look at the last 60 days, right, you could see the duplicates already, right? So in the last, we know this is the last 60 days. We could see the 187 here. We could see the 640 here. We can also see the 984, the 431, the 198. Why am I communicating this? Because the numbers that you don't see, family, you don't see the 779. Why is that? Because that number doesn't come up often. You don't see the 455 in there. Why is that? Because that number doesn't come up often. We don't see the 005 in there. Why is that? That number doesn't come up often. So family, when we're looking at these numbers, it's also important to keep in mind that we want to know, because we're playing a micro strategy, right? We're not like picking numbers and then we're just like, oh well, we're gonna wait like uh, 90 days to get it back. Nah, B. We trying to get it within like like actually really no more than a week. And not even a week is stretching it. I'm trying to get that bag the next day, family. And the strategy is to recognize what number has been drawn, right? So keep that in mind. Recognize what number has been drawn and seeing where does that number fall into times drawn. That is super powerful. Let me say that again because I want to make sure y'all understand this. When you see a number that's been drawn, right? You have to quickly figure out where is this number in times drawn, right? If you're following this micro strategy, the micro strategy is saying, I'm going to look at if this number falls within a times drawn, a high times drawn, but a times drawn within this cluster. So if you guys are looking at this, you see 114, 113, 112, 111. That's a high cluster times drawn profile. These numbers, if you look, you can even look at them from past months too, and confirm what I'm saying. These number of times drawn is like that dealer I'm telling you about. Like it's gonna hit these joints first because it's like, man, I got to make sure I keep these numbers up. Some of these other numbers, like 005 or 779, it's going to be like bam, and then it's going to move on. So these numbers aren't going to occur as frequently. So some of these really high numbers like 779, or some of these really low numbers like 005, and especially the ones that have doubles like that, these don't appear often, family. So people talk about doubles and triples. Hey man, if that's the strategy you want to play, that's straight. But you don't get doubles and triples a ton of times, and then even if you did, um, it's basically you still want to look at how those numbers are being played, like over time. So again, times drawn is crazy powerful, man. Times drawn, if you looked at times drawn coupled with 4-way stop, man, you killing it, family. You killing it. This is the data I want you to see. Let me recap. Let me just quickly recap, right? When we first started, right, we were looking at 029. we didn't get the 025 because we didn't even know, family. We just put this in. Like we really only like a week in before I implemented this. And the reason we got this bag is because we knew when we looked at 029, I'm just gonna come down here just so y'all see, right? When we looked at 029, right? And it's in one of those high cluster areas. Let me put this back into perspective too, fam. You're going to see some of these numbers are going to cluster into these mid-teens, hundreds, like right here, or they're going to cluster into the low 90s, like right here, right? You notice you don't see a whole bunch of like well, you see this 94, and then you see this 95, and then this joint was popping right here, which is a high 90, but you don't see a lot of numbers in 98, and you definitely don't see 99, and you don't even see 100. So the data is just telling you that. But think about it. Had we looked at 90, like 93, right? Before 93 popped, right? Before 029 popped, it's at 93, which means 029 has occurred 93 times. It was actually at 92. You get that? It's in the 93 column because it's appeared, 029 has appeared 93 times. But before it appeared, it was actually in this 92 column, right? And this 92 column had 025 in it. So if we had just said, yo, what numbers had 90? We got the 029. It was in the 92 column, right? Then we asked what number has appeared in also appeared in 92. It was a 025. And I'm saying that for effect because we could have gotten this 029 and eliminated some of the other numbers that were in there. You see how we're trying to get that number list down to within three or four numbers. If we can get it down to three or four numbers, family, man, who don't got $360 to trade out for $10,000, man? I want y'all to really get that because people be like, "Yo, Will, how do we get that back?" Family, first of all, if you get $10,000, I think $10,000 is a bag. Trust, $10,000, you can go do something with that. Also, family, because I've done it, you literally have 20 tickets that cost you $6 because you wasn't playing around. You say, yo, I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna just make sure I hit that combo. I ain't gonna even play with it. That combo is gonna cost you $6. You hit that combo, $6 times 20 tickets is gonna cost you $120. So you multiply that. So now you're talking about you would have been like we talked about right here. You would have spent 120 for the 025, and then I think we saw it was like maybe the 026 came in there, so that would have been another 120, and I think the 021 was in there, so that would have been 360. The final would have been maybe 480. Again, family, somebody say, yo, I'm gonna give you $500 and I'm gonna get back $10,000. Come on, man. Especially if you have this data backing you up. So I'm putting this out there. I'm hoping y'all understand what I'm talking about, man. There's two tools we're using. We're using 4-way stop. Consecutive draws is always in play. Y'all know how strong that is, family. But we're also keeping in mind what data profile these numbers have. So 029, I'm all the way down here. I can look, my lotto data tells me, all right, 029, this joint would have come out of here, right? There it is right here. So the next draw is probably going to be somewhere within that 029 space or that 02 space. And you see it. You see how that 025 came out twice there, family? You see that? We already knew that that was going to happen. And then I'm just going to go back down to this last joint right here because this is where the 741 came in. Y'all saw earlier where I showed you the win right here. I mean, we had already got this joint. I'm going to go back to it. I'm going to expand it. See, we already got this joint. We had the 741 right here, family. You see that? We had the 741 right here. So if I go back to mylottodata.com, the reason I'm showing you this is so I want you to see where the number clustered. See, we had the 741 right here, right? There was the win. But here's where the 741 came from. You see how it's within that 109 cluster? Remember how I was telling y'all that it's important to see which number the times drawn was on, right? You see that? See how that 741 came out of here, that 100 range? You see that? And then you see how the 605, where's that joint again? That 605 was also in this range. Where's that 605? Damn, you trying to find stuff, it's hard to find. Oh, where's that joint at, man? I know it's in here because I was just looking at it. Let me put in 605 and see what it do. That 605 ain't in there now. Wait, hold on. Let me see what that 605 at. Oh, wait. Where's the 605 at? Let me see. Equals 605. All right, I'm doing something wrong. I hate when I do that. There should be over here. It's right here. Damn. Here's this 605 right here, family. Damn. I was looking at something else. So let me do less than or equal to 116, like that. There's that 605. It's within the hundreds. It's actually getting closer to the higher end. But we pulled it out. But you see, it's still in the hundreds. Anything you see in those hundred range, family, the data is telling you, hey, these numbers are some of the better numbers to pick because they occur most often. It's telling you 605 occurs way more often than 779, right? So we see 605, we're like, okay, let's look at that a little better. Let's consider those type of numbers before we look at any other number. Anyway, that's it, family. I just wanted to share that with you. Damn, I'm actually surprised 789 came out like that. That's a high number too. But again, that's good data to know. I didn't realize it was up there like that. That's crazy. That's actually kind of powerful because it almost says 789 is due to come out. But I don't even really talk into those on those terms. I think when you start seeing more 789 numbers, I think that means it's closer to come out. But again, we're gonna have the data to back that up, family. I see y'all on the other side.